21 June 2020. Yesterday, there was a story in Bulawayo24.com, an online newspaper, that alleged that the United States Embassy in Harare was involved in faking the abduction of Dr. Peter Magombeyi last year. And this information was reportedly coming from Dr. Tapiwa Mashakada. And when I saw that story, it was quite surprising to me. I could not understand why the United States Embassy would do such a thing. So I decided to check with Dr. Tapiwa Mashakada. I gave him a call yesterday, and he explained to me that he is not the one who generated that story. The journalist who wrote that story did not talk to him, and he does not know how they ended up printing such a damaging story without talking to him. However, he says he knows who generated that fake story, that the United States Embassy was involved in faking Dr. Peter Magombeyi's abduction, and that they kept him in their embassy at Westgate for a number of days, for all the days when he was said to be abducted. So he says the person who faked this abduction, or the people who faked this abduction, are his former colleagues in the MDC led by Nelson Chamisa. So we are going to be seeing a lot more of these fake stories coming up. That's what he said. And he pointed out to the fact that during the week, a man came on Zim-I and said he has stolen his wife. So that man said Dr. Tapiwa Mashakada stole his wife. And he's saying the journalists are not checking these stories. For example, Simbach Kanza has not checked that story to say Tapiwa Mashakada or Dr. Tapiwa Mashakada steal that man's wife. They're just printing these stories in a partisan manner. So I also managed to ask him to make an audio recording for me. So he made an audio recording where he's saying categorically that it's false. He never said the United States Embassy was involved in a fake abduction of Dr. Peter Magombeyi. I also want to say that during the time that Dr. Peter Magombeyi was abducted, we ran a lot of stories. I also got information that he was really abducted. It was not a fake abduction. When he came out, you all know that Dr. Peter Magombeyi was very, very traumatized. Up to this day, you know that Dr. Peter Magombeyi has not given any interviews on the issue. He has just decided to leave Zimbabwe and live peacefully outside the country. So this is really sad to see the guys in the MDC fighting each other to the extent of involving other people that have nothing to do with their internal fights. I hope they solve this issue very, very soon, and we can move on to other better issues to deal with, not this kind of childish games that they're playing at the moment. So please listen to the audio recording from Dr. Tapiwa Mashakada, where he's saying he's not involved in generating that story about the US Embassy in Harare being involved in faking Dr. Peter Magombeyi's abduction.
Fellow Zimbabweans, beware of fake news and lies being peddled by Pedzisai Ruhanya, a University of Johannesburg lecturer and a former SNA student who graduated from Harare Polytechnic and is now a propagandist for Wende and the cabal. Let me set the record straight on human rights abuses. I have condemned and will condemn any abuse of human rights, especially violence, torture, and abductions. In my recent interview with Sly Media, I condemned the alleged abductions of Honorable Joanna Mamumbe and the two girls. This is on record. I urge readers to watch the live interview. A wrong is a wrong. How can I now dismiss the alleged abduction and torture of Dr. Peter Magombeyi? It was a barbaric act, and I condemn it for the umpteenth time. The Bulawayo24 story is obviously calculated by Pedzisai Ruhanya and his cabal to tarnish my credibility and image, but this will not work. The cabal is trying all dirty tricks in the book to muzzle me. Now imagine if such a cabal become in charge of state media and state machinery one day, won't they arrest, put on trial, and judge their opponents using the pen? I have to ask that question. Their student-like behavior will not go away so easily. They are masters of media theatrics and chicanery. Ruhanya is a former Daily News political editor, by the way. The desperate cabal, led by Ruhanya and Wende, are so desperate to muzzle me and soil my image. Recently, they desperately staged an interview using Zim Eye featuring a confused man claiming I had snatched his wife. I bet you the next stupid drama they will stage is a rape case. They will even make attempts on my life. I now fear for my life and that of my family. To the media, I urge you to check and verify some of the fake news before you publish those news in your media houses. But in the name of the Almighty, all these shenanigans will fail. As Prophet Jeremiah reassures me, no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. Fellow Zimbabweans, you are educated. Don't swallow line, hook and sinker, whatever you read about from the media about me. Please check with me first. There is a well-orchestrated and well-oiled media campaign against me from my former MDC Alliance embittered former ZNASU leaders and the G40. We have hijacked the Labour-backed party. Zikomo Kwambiri. Yours, Dr. Tapiwa Mashakada.
Thank you very much for watching. If you're watching this on WhatsApp, send it to as many people as possible. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, please like, comment, and share.